Okay. On that similar note, YouTube is testing hiding comments behind a button on Android. So this is kind of in line with a story we covered on a previous episode, talking about how YouTube, Google is really thinking about ways of modifying their site and behaviors around the site, and some of the grim stuff, some of the underbelly that goes on. This would be a massive move. Now, I haven't seen this show up on my app yet, but essentially how this breaks down on the Android app, if they're testing it on your particular account, you will have a comment button, which shows up beside the thumbs up, thumbs down, share button. And unless you click it, you will not see comments. Instead, scrolling down will just give you other suggested videos. Now, you could say, hey, they're not trying to clean up anything. They just would rather you click on another suggested video than get stuck in the comments, because then you're going to watch longer and then they can show you more ads, right? You could say that could be the motivation. I think it's part of the motivation, but I think it's also a safer move from their perspective, because you can't control the comments. The comments are nasty. They have been nasty. You've seen a lot of websites minimize the exposure of the comment section because it gets dirty down there. And so this could be a version of that. The comments are there, but you just slightly move them around a little bit and you take away some of the incentive to participate. Not just to read them, but if there's fewer people reading them, fewer thumbs, and the behavior takes that little extra step, you're also going to get fewer people making comments. And if that percentage goes down, then all of a sudden that component on the site becomes less significant.
Yeah, I think it's easier to make a negative comment. So if they have just a little bit of a barrier, you might weed out those negative comments. Whereas the positive ones, they'll go that extra step to make that positive comment.
I think I agree with you there. I think the more steps that you put in, just in general, the comments are going to have to, well, I mean, you're going to always have both. But I agree with you that by putting an extra step, the individual who has something meaningful to say, or something, a more sophisticated commenter who feels like they can add some value, may be more inclined to click through. But see, the problem with that is it's also harder to see the comments. So the motivation to go over there to spend time to write a paragraph is also less, because you feel like fewer people will see it. So I just think the whole thing would be diminished, and commenting would become a much less important component of the YouTube experience. Because Jack, right now, you open up a video, you scroll down to the comments. Mm-hmm. It's just like part of the habit. But if it's not a scroll and instead it's a click, I'm probably not doing it. Mm-hmm. It's that one simple little change. I probably would go down to suggested and pick a different video instead. Now, on the flip side, you could say this is terrible for attention span. You could say this is encouraging people to pick another video instead of watching the one that they're on. But YouTube has already been doing that for a long time. Of course, on mobile, there's less real estate to work with. So you have to really think about how you're going to utilize the real estate that's available. On the desktop app, you get both. You have the suggestions on the right, and you have the comments straight below. I can't say I hate this idea.
I like it. Weren't we watching a video from a video platform from China yesterday that had the comments going across the video?
Yeah, on Bilibili.
Yeah. Like that's
it's wild.
The exact opposite of this idea.
It's wild. Yeah, we were watching a Chinese video site yesterday, and the comments would stream across the actual image of the video while it's playing. Very invasive.
And when it comes to attention span, I feel like that is just feeding into that. Like, people can no longer just watch the video. They need to have all these stimulations at the same time.
Real-time reactions and so forth. So, you know what? I don't mind this idea. I'm not a commenter in general. Like, I'm not going around YouTube leaving a bunch of comments, so maybe it affects me less. But the idea of putting that slim little barrier just to give you that second to say, do I really want to say that? Do I really want to leave that comment? I think some people may bump into their better judgment because of that. And just in general, I think that the video gets to live its own life a little more than having this really prime real estate under the video kind of color the video itself. So anyway, it's just a test at the moment. Like I said, it didn't show up on my app yet. So it might be on yours. You can go check if you're on the Android app, if you have an updated version, to see if it popped up on your account. But essentially the way it'll operate is the button is beside thumbs up, thumbs down, and you're not going to see comments unless you click it. You can let me know what you think about that, if that's good or bad, by leaving a comment. Look at that. You see that right there? By leaving a comment that I'll never see. No, I'm just kidding. I read the comments. I read the comments on this channel. Actually, I find the comments on this channel to be a lot better. No offense to Unbox Therapy viewers, but probably because it's a smaller community at the moment, people feel more connected. There's a lot of nice comments in here, so I appreciate that. I should get that out of the way.